I love family dinner for the same reason everyone loves family dinner, because it gives me a chance to actually look into my kids' eyes for the first time all day. I think we're so overwhelmed by how much food is out there and how many recipe sources there are. We can go anywhere now and get a great recipe, anywhere. You can go online and see a slideshow on a beautiful website and say, oh, that roast chicken with mashed potatoes looks beautiful. And then you go to the next one and you say, oh, well, those barbecued shrimp look delicious. And when you're actually looking at your refrigerator, you can't remember any of that. What I try to do is create stories around the food and give them some context. Writing this book in many ways started 15 years ago. I was just married to my husband, Andy, who now cooks at least as much as I do. When Andy and I would be at work, we would always have that incredibly annoying email exchange, which was, what should we make for dinner? I don't know, what do you want? Should we have pizza for dinner? No, I have pizza for lunch. Should we do? So this back and forth that ends up nowhere, we just get mad at each other. So I started writing down in a book, which is now known as my dinner diary, everything I wanted to eat for the week coming up. I thought maybe this would somehow take the stress out of it, and it did. Initially, the diary was used as a planning tool, but then it slowly evolved into more of a living document to chronicle all the meals that had been. I've been keeping my diary for 14 years this week, actually. I think Dinner a Love Story is for the parent who never thought twice about home-cooked meals until he or she had a kid. I think the book is also for the person who has been cooking his or her whole life and is suddenly facing an intractable toddler who won't touch any of the meals that he knows how to make. There are so many things about family dinner that you can't control, like everyone getting home and sitting down at the same time. The kids don't like what you're making. So many variables that my feeling is you start with a repertoire of meals that you know your kids will eat without a fight, and that you can put together quickly. You know, the minute you get into a recipe that has 17 ingredients and herb mixes and different kinds of chopping, like chiffonade, it's like, you know, then you're in trouble. Another thing my recipes tend to be are nostalgic. A Sunday dinner is gonna be Great Grandma Toronto's meatballs and my mom's breaded chicken cutlets. You can also find recipes for nights when it's freezing cold and you just want some comfort food. If you want like a nice Belgian beef stew or a chicken and orzo soup that's gonna make your daughter feel better if she has a cold. Recipe ideas and dinner ideas for when your boss is coming over for dinner and you wanna up your game a little. The other way to describe the recipes in my book is real. Every single one of the recipes came from my diary, and every single dinner in that diary is a real meal that happened at our dinner table. What I tried to do with this book is cover all the things that can happen at the family dinner table during all stages of a family's life. It will help anyone who's interested in starting a family dinner ritual and who suspects that starting a ritual, like sharing a meal with someone you love, is something that can bring great happiness and satisfaction. I think when you're a parent, all of us sort of walk around feeling like we're doing something wrong at any given moment. I feel like that in general, but especially when I'm a parent. But I will say that sitting down with my kids every night for dinner, I feel like I still to this day feel like I am doing something right with that.